You've heard of the buzzwords, right? AI, machine learning, but there's this other term floating around, the big one, AGI, artificial general intelligence. So what is that? Maybe it's the super smart, maybe too loving companion, or maybe it's the planet conquering Skynet.
Judgment Day.
Sci-fi has painted some vivid idea, but here's the twist. Right now, some of the biggest names in tech are talking about AGI like it's not sci-fi, like it's practically knocking on our door. They are talking timelines of just a few years, but what do they actually mean? Is AGI even a real thing, or is it, as some argue, just deliberate misdirection? So today, we're cutting through the noise. Forget the label for a second. Let's figure out what AI is really doing, what it might do soon, and whether we should be excited or very, very concerned. Okay, so what is this AGI thing everyone's buzzing about? In theory, it's AI with human-like cognitive abilities across the board, learning, reasoning, adapting to basically anything, or maybe superhuman abilities. But here's problem number one. Nobody seems to agree on what that actually looks like in practice. Even the people predicting it soon often get fuzzy. You've got Sam Altman at OpenAI, Dario Amodei at Anthropic, even Elon Musk at xAI, talking something about like AGI arriving within a couple of years. Then you have more measured voices like DeepMind's Demis Hassabis or Meta's Yang Luquang, pushing the timeline out to 5, 10, maybe more years. So see the difference? They use the term AGI, then often pivot to fake phrases like powerful AI. So does human level mean acing a specific test, doing Nobel Prizes, thinking exactly like us? Is basically all over the map. This confusion leads to some critics like former Wired editor Gideon Lichfield to argue that maybe, just maybe, AGI isn't a useful concept right now. Why? Well, predicting imminent AGI is great for getting investors excited, pouring billions into AI companies. It makes people sit up and pay attention. But Lichfield suggests calling the real, potentially disruptive changes coming AGI might be at best a distraction or at worst deliberate misdirection. His point is maybe AGI, if it even exists, won't be a sudden switch we flip. It's not like a threshold we dramatically cross. Instead, AGI has become shorthand for, wow, something really big and disruptive is coming fast. So let's take that advice. Let's ditch that fuzzy AGI label for now and focus on what different types of AI can actually do. The reason AGI seems closer now is largely thanks to large language models or LLMs. Think ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, etc. They feel smart, they talk like us, they can write code, pass the bar exam, even ace medical tests. That's why a lot of people think if we just make these better, we'll get AGI. And yeah, they are already changing things. Companies are using them to draft legal documents, summarize research, even build marketing plans. But hold on, just because LLMs are productive doesn't mean they are smart. They are still narrow AI, super capable in some areas, totally lost in others. This is what researchers call the jagged frontier. Like, they might pass the bar exam, but totally fail at writing a brief based on a real client conversation. They do great when the rules are clear, but give them something messy or ambiguous, they hallucinate. They just make things up. And here's a weird one, multiplication. Even with mountains of training data, LLMs can struggle with basic math patterns. Why? Because they aren't really thinking, they are just predicting what words come next. And now think about a real job. Even a mathematician doesn't just do math problems all day. Real work involves juggling priorities, dealing with incomplete information, reading people, adapting on the fly, handling unpredictable humans. And LLMs are horrible at this. Lichfield puts it bluntly, an LLM might pass every test, but still be as dumb as a brick if you put it to work in an office. Plus, truly groundbreaking work often requires challenging conventional wisdom, asking weird questions, and But LLM are designed for the opposite. They are designed for finding the most likely consensus answer based on the training data. So Nobel Prize level insights, probably not their forte. So if super smart LLMs aren't the whole path to AGI, what else is in the work? Well, actually a lot. Let's start with agentic AI. These are AIs that don't just answer questions, they do things. They take actions on your behalf. Imagine an AI that books your flight, schedule meetings, create to-do lists from Zoom calls, even orders your groceries. That's an agent. Right now, they're still clunky, but they are improving fast and they could eventually run entire workflows for you. So is that AGI? Probably not. They are more like super specialized assistants, each good at one thing. So managing them might feel like juggling a dozen apps, but here's the weird part. What happens when millions of these agents are online talking to each other? Could we see flash crashes like in stock markets or chaotic behavior from swarms of malicious bots? No one really knows. Now, another frontier, embodied AI and world models. The idea is simple. If we want AI to really understand the world, maybe it needs to be in the world. So instead of just reading text, these AIs learn by doing. They interact with objects, spaces, physics in the real world or in simulation. That experience helps them build what's called a world model, an internal map of how things work. This resonates with what Laquan or Hasaabis are working on. But even if this leads to truly thinking machines, calling it AGI might still be misleading. I mean, why would you expect a wheeled robot that doesn't eat, sleep, feed death, or form friendships to think like a human? More likely, its intelligence would be shaped by its very different existence. So, here's a radical idea. What if human intelligence isn't the highest form of intelligence or even the most general? We like to think ourselves as the gold standard, but our intelligence is highly specific, shaped by evolution, by our bodies, by gravity, by our senses. Like, think about it. A spider feels its web through vibrations, an elephant remembers epic migration routes across continents, an octopus has brains in its arms, like literally. These are real alien kinds of intelligence, and they work. So maybe intelligence isn't a ladder, maybe it's a giant map, a space of many possibilities. In that space, human intelligence is just one point, and AI, it won't be one superhuman brain. It will be lots of different minds, each good at something different. And honestly, that might be better. Specialized AIs are simpler, cheaper, safer, and way less likely to demand rights or go rogue. So instead of chasing one perfect AGI, maybe the future is full of weird, useful, non-human minds, and that's kind of amazing. So let's zoom out for now. Forget a single moment where AGI suddenly arrives. What's coming is messier and perhaps even more powerful. We're talking about LLMs that handle more and more cognitive tasks, swarm of AI agents working together online, and robots that can move through and understand the physical world. This will be disruptive. It will boost productivity. The impact on job is still uncertain, but the safe or doomed question isn't about one godlike AI. It's about the combined impact of all these tools, each doing something powerful, interacting with each other and with us. If used right, this could help solve huge problems like climate modeling, new medicines, accelerating science. However, if used wrong, we are talking job displacement, accidents from unpredictable agents, even loss of control as complexity scales. So the real challenge isn't stopping Skynet, it's navigating a world of many smart systems all at once. So here's the idea. Stop asking when is AGI. Start asking what can this AI do, what are its limits, and how does it affect us? So let's keep our eyes on the real developments, the ones happening right now. Like, what AI tools are you using? What excites you? What freaks you out a little? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's figure it out together. In the meanwhile, if you're curious about the humanoid robot scene and how to stay ahead of this trend, check out this video right here.